Hi, I'm Spiro with your AstroWeather overview for October. AstroWeather is real astrology, describing the general background energy for all signs. See my daily video for the daily forecasts, and to read more detailed and specific forecasts for your time zone, please go to lightworks.com. Now, at the national and international levels, October continues the themes from last month. Conservatism, long dominant in U.S. society, has lost the center and continues to behave in ways that ensure the further erosion of its power. Of course, the right-wing propaganda machine that masterfully framed our social dialogue for so many years remains in place and continues to crank out its message. But it preaches to an ever-shrinking choir and has little audience beyond the remaining hardcore right. Showing up at and disrupting town hall meetings with guns, swastikas, wild claims of socialism, and in the same breath fascism, makes for great theater and gets a lot of coverage in the media, but continues to marginalize the right. They're just short of tinfoil hat land at this point, and are seriously turning off the center. Positive Jupiter has retrograded out of the major complex of outer planet aspects, but it turns direct mid-month and begins to come back into focus. It hasn't really left, but it may seem as if it did, as you see conservatism continue to try to marshal its forces and mount a comeback. Saturn has completed its opposition to Uranus and quincunx to Neptune, and by now it's clear that the Obama administration has not already fixed every single thing, and that rainbows and unicorns are not as dominant as some thought they would be by now. Missteps are inevitable, and you can be sure that conservatism will try to make the most of them. By the end of the month, we will be very close to the first exact square of Saturn to Pluto, and conservatism may seem to be on the rise again, but its weaknesses will also continue to be exposed. Remember, at the last Saturn square Pluto, the Watergate period was culminating with the resignation of President Nixon, and we were at the beginning of the real end to the Vietnam debacle. This go-around will be just as interesting to observe. What remains vitally important is that liberality be disciplined in its efforts at reform and confident in its ascendancy. See through temporary appearances of reversals and know that we really are moving, once again, in the prevailing direction for the country and the world toward greater liberality and enlightenment. Generate light. Now, at the more personal level, October starts out with a bang. There is very high energy surrounding the full moon on the 4th. Be sure to focus on the positive and deal very carefully with the cautionary. This is not a full moon to mess around with. The weekend of the 9th is also very high energy, with cautionary relationship aspects to deal with, along with some very positive energy. This is very contradictory, and there should be quite a show going on. Be an observer rather than a participant in the more dicey situations. Be very careful around the new moon, and let's call that the 16th through the 19th or so, as there is very high positive, but also seriously cautionary energy then, which comes to fruition at the next full moon. Now, there are several other high energy days, including some very positive and a couple of seriously cautionary ones, to look ahead and make plans for dealing with. There are no all-day moon void of course periods, and that's always a good thing, but there are some half-day moon void of course periods to be aware of. Thank you for viewing AstroWeather, October Overview. See my daily videos for the daily forecasts, and to read a more detailed and specific forecast for your time zone, please go to lightworks.com, and hey, have some fun this month.